The best story in college basketball so far has hands down been Hansel Enmanuel. So this tweet went viral. It says, honestly so impressive that Hansel Enmanuel is at a D1 level playing quality and key minutes with one arm. He's playing near 20 minutes a game and one of the better stories in college basketball. He started 2 to 3 games so far this season at 5.7 boards and a steal in the last game he played. With one arm, that's extremely impressive. His numbers, he's probably going to average around like max 10 points, which is insane for somebody with one arm. Just imagine if he had 2 arms, he would be a high major for sure. But one of the things for him is he has a chance to be the highest paid player in college basketball this season, which is amazing. You guys know, like, one of my big advocates for NIL is players getting paid. Those that don't make it, at least they make something out of all the hard work they put in through the years, and he's about to benefit from that. And he's only a junior, so he got another year. But this year he has a chance to be the highest paid player in college basketball, which is dope. If you don't know his story, so at the age of 6, he lost his arm when a cinder block wall came down on him and trapped him for 2 hours, requiring amputation. And then now he plays Division I basketball.
Emmanuel takes it away.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna hold you.
Pull up, face up over Whelan. Miss those guys. Haney, little off balance. Emmanuel ripped down the board. He goes back up with it, put it in. He drives up against the taller defenders. Here's Witt. Tries to just snake around.
Like, even on the dunk, look how high he got this. I wonder how high he'll be ranked if, yeah, look how high he got on this too. As far as like the NIL thing, Emmanuel already has partnerships with brands like Gatorade and T-Mobile, demonstrating that NIL success isn't solely about statistics, it's about impact and connections. And not to mention, he inked the deal with The Rock.
Emmanuel was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and his father had a standout career in the Dominican Professional Basketball League, which is where his love for basketball came. But this obviously did not come without some setbacks. At only the age of 6, he lost his arm, where it had to be amputated below his shoulder when a cinder block wall came down on him and trapped him for 2 hours. He was hospitalized for 6 months and would end up losing his arm. Despite his life-altering injuries, he said that he sees his experience as a blessing. He did have to give up his first love, which was baseball, but he switched his focus to basketball to follow in his dad's footsteps. First, his dad was actually against this idea, but ended up becoming one of his biggest supporters and helped him along his way. Even though he only had one arm, it was very tough for him at first. But
he does Windmill. I've never seen that. Hold up.
Even though he only had one arm, it was very tough for him at first. But at age 11, he was 6 feet tall. And at age 13, he began attending basketball camps and tournaments in the United States and realized that he could actually do this and play at a high level. He gained a lot of recognition online, also from playing street ball in his hometown of Santo Domingo. And at first, he got his first national appearance on television in his hometown, and also his clips online started circulating even more, which led him to move to the United States in January of 2021, where his life would go and change forever. In January of 2021, he received a scholarship to play at Life Christensen Academy in Florida. The team's head coach was actually an old teammate of his father, which is kind of where he got this from, and also he saw the clips online. Within weeks of his arrival, his highlight videos went viral on social media again. He went out in the Orlando Winter Showcase and went and averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds per game throughout the tournament.
25 points with one arm is freaking, that's fucking crazy, bro.
This is also where he got more recognition as well.
That's wild.
In his senior season of high school, he averaged 25.9 points, 11 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 3.4 blocks per game, while also helping his team win a Central Florida Christian Academy state title. Now, these are incredible stats, and he was doing this, as we know, with only one arm, putting up better stats than 99.9% of other players within high school basketball, which makes his story so inspirational. And also when he was in high school, this is really where we started to see a lot of his clips go viral, and this is where he began to get more and more recognition nationally and outside of the US as well. Now, despite some great stats in high school and obviously a lot of fame and followers and social media impact overall, he was only rated a 3-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, though he did receive a D1 offer from Tennessee State in August of 2021 and also an offer from Memphis in February of the next year as well. He announced that his final schools that he would be committing to would either be between Memphis and Northwestern State, as well as the OTE League. He ended up committing to Northwestern State, which he would play his first season at. Now, coming in as a 3-star recruit as a freshman, he had very high expectations because of his status in the basketball world. He was a very big star at this point, especially as a 3-star prospect, having a lot of followers because of all of his clips that went viral online, and also becoming an inspiration to many around the world as well. The reason he was a 3-star recruit, despite his very good stats in high school, was obviously because many weren't sure how he would be able to play at the next level in college and then potentially as a professional in the NBA or somewhere else. That's why he didn't get as many offers as well. Despite these challenges, he would go out and play his first season at Northwestern State, and he would get in his first college game on November 12th, where he would get 1 steal in 8 minutes of play. Now, he only appeared in 20 games as a freshman and only averaged 1.7 points, 1.2 rebounds, and 8.2 minutes per game. And because of this, he would end up entering the transfer portal of March of 2023, trying to find a new location and maybe somewhere that he would be able to get more playing time at. He would end up transferring to the same university that his former coach Corey Gibson at Northwestern State would end up transferring to at Austin, PA. Now, last season, which would be his sophomore season in the 2023-2024 season, he didn't get very much playing time, but he did get more than his freshman season. He would end up playing in 30 games, he would start 3 games, and end up averaging 14.8 minutes per game. He did shoot 67.5% from the field, not attempting any threes, but would still only end up with similar numbers. Despite more minutes, he would still average less than 2 points at 1.9 points per game, but would average 1.5 fouls per game as well, which isn't great. His blocks would go up, his rebounds would go up to 2.8, but he still didn't really have a big impact last season. Even though he would be standing at 6'6" and 167 at this point, he still really didn't get much throughout this whole season. And he would have a career high of 8 points when they would play in a blowout game in December of last year. But despite getting into most of these games, he would get between maybe 8 to 10 to even some games near 20 minutes, but he didn't have too much of an impact as well, only really getting a few rebounds and maybe getting lucky with putting a shot up. But there were plenty of games where he didn't even attempt a shot last season. Now, we'll have to see how big of an impact player Hansel can become in his next 2 seasons of college basketball. Maybe he transfers, maybe he doesn't. But either way, he has become an inspiration to many across the world and also in his home country as well. He has proven that despite major setbacks early in life, he has still gone out there and been able to become a Division I basketball player, which is very, very hard, and many people do not end up being able to do that. There's only a very select few that end up getting to play Division I basketball, especially compared to the millions that play it across the world and in the country of the United States as well. But overall, he has become an inspiration and has gone out there and accomplished some of his dreams so far.
Thing is, he doesn't even have to go to the NBA. He can go, he would make so much money overseas because he's going to bring an audience. I hope he has at least a decent, college basketball career, averaging more than a lot of people, right now. But I hope he has a decent career, goes overseas. Overseas, he's going to make millions because he's, the dude's big time, So, but this is so inspirational. That's dope. Tell me your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.